Hi all, this is Maylene Velasquez. I am a licensed clinical social worker or registered play therapist, and I also specialize in infant and perinatal mental health. I was hoping to come in today and do a little bit of a different video from the ones that I have been doing in terms of giving strategies and tips for working with your clients. About 3 to 4 weeks ago, I experienced a traumatic incident, and it's made me think about having a conversation with all of you and kind of giving some feedback as to what do we do when we as therapists experience trauma? How do we take care of ourselves? And how do we not push ourselves past that point of safety and comfort and what we need to be doing to take care of ourselves and to be present for the people that we're serving? We often talk about self-care, vicarious trauma, and making sure that we're keeping ourselves first. The reality is that just like the people that we're working with, we are human. And we're gonna have moments that we're gonna forget to self-care and to do the things that we need to do in order to take care of ourselves. So the first thing that we wanna think about is client care. And so the way that we look at this is that we have to figure out whether we are able to be present to take care of our clients. After a trauma, we usually are not, especially if we're having intrusive thoughts or if we're having flashbacks of the incident. So it is important that we respect our own boundaries and our own mental health well-being, and that we take a break from sessions. The second thing to look at is really connecting with your provider. I share with just about all my therapist friends and all my supervisees that one of the things that I find is really crucial and important to becoming a competent therapist is kind of these 3 steps: training, supervision, and doing your own work. So I highly recommend that all of us who are providing services, that we have our own therapists that we're doing our work continuously with. That might ebb and flow depending on what we have going on in our lives, but it is crucial for the hard work that we are doing. The next message that I want to give is that it's completely okay to not be present for anybody as we're recovering. It's okay to not reach out to friends. It's okay to not reach out to family. What's not okay is to do that forever. What I would suggest is that you let a loved one that you trust, a friend that you care about, know, hey, this happened. I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but I will in a few days. This is important because we're connecting and we thrive as humans with connection. The person knows that we might need some time to take care of ourselves, to gather ourselves, to kind of reflect, but we're gonna have somebody checking in with us. As our mind starts settling and we start to feel a little bit more like ourselves, it is also important to do the work to slow down a bit as we are reintegrating to day-to-day business. I really see all those steps as really working to extend self-compassion, which we know as humans, it's extremely difficult. And I think as helpers, it adds another layer of complexity. We're used to being present for others and for holding space for others. And it can be challenging for us to really hold that space and to be present for us and our needs. But it's vital to our well-being, but it's also vital to the work that we do. One thing to keep in mind is that regardless of the amount of work that we have done, one, we're human, so we're gonna be affected by things that happen to us. But 2, that the more experiences of trauma that we've had or distressing experiences that we've had throughout our lives, that some of that might get re-triggered when we experience something scary. And so that it's important for us to take that into consideration as we're gauging, what do I need to do for my well-being? And what do I need to do in this moment to be a really kind and loving caregiver to myself? So whatever it is that you experience, make sure that you're taking space for yourself, that you're taking space to meet your needs. And I truly believe if you're able to do that, then you can meet your clients' needs. Ensuring that you're having these conversations with your provider And if needed, having these conversations with somebody that you consult with to really determine when is the right time to come back, and to really create a plan that works best for you. As we know, and as we often teach our clients, there's not one way to self-awareness, and there's not one way to recovery or healing from a scary and traumatic experience. So you have to figure out what works for you. I will mention, just as a disclaimer, I'm just sharing a little bit of my experience and what I feel works for me and what I would recommend to my clients. If you are experiencing a trauma, or if you're actively experiencing intrusive symptoms, or anything that's affecting your daily functioning, it is important that you speak to a provider. I often say to my clients that we know what's best for us. The issue is not a lack of information. It's really figuring out what is happening in our unconscious that's really clouding our capacity to take care of ourselves. And so whether it is your time of self-reflection or your time with your provider, but it's really crucial that you are taking care of you, because we only got one of you. And if you are a provider, or whoever it is that you are, the world needs you. And you deserve to feel well. I hope that this was useful and helpful to your well-being and to your progress. And if there's anything else on this subject that you would like to hear, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.